sooner not associate with drunkards.
Now here's a welcome sight. Welcome.
Nothing wrong with celebration of survival.
Won't someone do aught about this? I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
Not that such peace.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
But not at the expense of my duty.
My sword happens here, anyhow.
It falls on me to resolve this.
Such quietude is a
Or
blessing.
is all we doing good? It falls on me. Surely I'm overdue a day.
I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled for today. When does my watch end?
My headland road, of course, goes awry.
Always a fresh fine place.
'Tis good to be reunited.
Here at last. How are things? I do not believe we are acquainted.
You need a permit to enter Batal, but they've become quite difficult to acquire of late, unless you're a merchant. Mind, rumour has it that it's easier for Beastrons to obtain them, perhaps because Batal's more of a Beastron nation. That's led to some people acquiring Beastron masks, of all things. Seems a bit much, if you ask me. Come to think of it, I've nary a clue as to where one would go to apply for a permit to begin with. What did I have planned for the morrow? All I need's my health, I suppose.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it's possible.
Nice place this.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Say, have you been to Harv? 'Tis a quaint little village down by... Well, if you do visit, you might want to give the... I hear he sets out as if that wasn't queer enough. I cannot fathom his obsession. I suppose losing his...
I'm in no hurry to leave. Can't say I have any tidings to share. Not without its charms. Good day, sir. Lonely place, but not without its charms. I've heard there's a means to tell if someone who claims to see. There's an oracle up in the... There's only one arisen in the world, so no matter how... Although... Does the op... Comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Waiting on that report.
Best make haste, else I'll be at this all night. Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off. Where might I go to spend a few hours untroubled?
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts. I've more time than I know how to spend.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
Quite the predicament.
Might try my hand at a new trade.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Fine day for it, isn't it?
Well, I find that excellent.
Hello, you. Faring all right? Talent's talent, whate'er it may be. You always manage to put a smile on my face. I'd
be glad of a chance to talk with you.
Well met, sir.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of a man named Dara. But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance not bear an uncanny resemblance to that of the false sovereign? I see. If your Majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, then I am convinced as well. However, I'm afraid this paper alone does not constitute sufficient proof. Ah, but of course. I surmise your Majesty intends to post the bill and invite suspicion. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, 'twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces. And all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill would prove its worth in due course.
That thief maester's a capable sort. I'd wager this will make life rather difficult for the Queen Regent.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard. A minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain unseen, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
I vow to see this endeavour through to its end.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
We're off to Vernworth Palace then. Let us make for the palace, that you might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Though I cannot enter the palace myself, I will at least escort you to the entrance.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
We pawns are barred from entering the palace, but say that's it. I've had enough.
Very well. I shall return.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Quiet at last.
Have no fear, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
That's enough intellectual
Lost track
labor.
of time. This place is too long.
Such a
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the Minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere. There are times when no one's standing watch there at all.
Aye, it happened just yesterday, in fact. Put me in the right state when I saw the door unguarded. Still, I suppose there's not much to worry about. It's not as if we let thieves wander around the palace, eh? Want some in a real battle?
So
I'll prove
tired.
my worth.
I'd kip just about anywhere.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, were it possible. My sword
Herald
arm
ears
could
off for a
use some
moment's
work.
caution.
Naught compares to a real bow.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. Is that all you have to say for yourself? 'Tis sweet of you to mind your manners, but such niceties won't get you far with me. Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait. This is neither the time nor the place for it.
What must needs be done?
Barely lift their swords.
Mayhap I'll buy myself a
Welcome,
little
respite.
more.
All that alliances with bandits. Have you an acquaintance in the court? It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Silence cultivates wisdom.
Won't someone do aught about this?
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'Tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, to seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this God's Way? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Phases. Now there's a name to remember.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party. I know not why, but the words basement, sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Well said. just nodded off for a moment there.
Still a while to go before my shift's over. Barely dragged my arse.
Loath as I am to admit it, I haven't the knowledge to guide you on that quest. Perhaps you should hire a pawn who does.
Ah, Sir Arisen. I've been meaning to speak with you. Did you, perchance, pay a visit to the House of the Blue Sunbright? I see. After the rather strongly worded letter I received, I feared as much. 'Twas under unique circumstances, shall we say, that Daphne came to reside with us. You must understand, the House of the Blue Sunbright is our most generous benefactor, and their favor hinges upon our continued discretion. Thus, for the sake of all who reside herein, I beg you to steer Daphne away from any further contact with that household. Though it pains me to perpetuate the girl's misfortune, it must be done, if the gracious hand is to continue to function.
This is for you. What do you think? What should I do?
Do you perchance remember me? You once knew me as maid to the young master, Sebastian. Well, I'm his maid no longer. Though I meant no harm, the mistress saw fit to turn me out. Tell no other soul of this. But the girl I had you fetch was none other than Sebastian's own twin sister. Afeard of inviting conflict over their inheritance, Daphne's family branded her a cursed babe and sent her away. Yet the loss of her newborn child drove the mistress half mad with grief. She's been bedridden ever since. I had hoped the sight of her long-lost daughter might rekindle some vital spark within my mistress. But alas, 'Twould seem it was not to be.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
In the end, I suppose 'twas no less than my due for meddling in.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like to see him.
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
If you... Nothing ever seems to happen round here.
True faith must come from the spirit, not the mind.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Well said.
As you wish. I shall return directly.
I begin to doubt I will e'er find the time. Leave a decent head on those shoulders.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
Ah, yes. That sounds familiar.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
What?
Watkins of late.
I'm dead on my
Maybe
feet
with my
after today's
touch.
training.
Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
This ox cart's bound for I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I'm unsure how best to
Time to
proceed.
hit the sack.
Carl doesn't fill up like it used to.
Who are you then? Very well. I shall return.
Halt! Who goes there? This village is under the direct authority of Her Grace the Queen Regent. We are to grant no unknown persons entry. Glad we understand each other. You may pass.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
Stop this! I beg of you.
That's enough.
It hurts.
Give it up. You've nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
That's it! Well met. Glad to see you in good health. The tyranny of the Queen Regent's faction knows no bounds. I had intended to endure it till Ulrika returned to us, but I fear the villagers have already reached their limit. I'll be honest with you, as you've earned my trust. We've a mind to leave this village for good. The Dragon's Flame has devastated the land here. Many of the villagers question whether it is worth attempting to restore it. When I mentioned as much in a letter I had smuggled to Ulrika, she told me that the village she's staying in would be glad to take us in. Only problem is how we're going to get past the soldiers. They've confiscated all weapons to forestall our escape. Perhaps if we could reclaim the stolen weapons, or find a means of procuring some anew, we could force our way out through strength of arms. Alas, we villagers are kept under constant watch. It would be unwise for us to attempt aught on our own. You are our only hope in this matter. Pray, lend us your aid.
Give it up. You've nowhere to go.
That's it!
Stop this! I beg of you!
That's enough.
It hurts.
Hale! I've not forgotten what you did, helping me save my brother. Would that I could return the favor. But we've a bit of a situation here, if you hadn't noticed. Our weapons are being kept in yon storeroom, with those cowards stationed in and around it day and night.
Say, mayhap we could distract them. Then someone could slip in and...
Are you mad? We're simple villagers, no match for trained soldiers. But I suppose someone's got to act. All right, how's this? We'll draw the guards' attention, giving you a chance to sneak in and get our weapons back. You'll do it then? Right! You wait here. We'll have him away from his post in a trice. Just you watch.
What do you think you're doing here? Halt!